Devin Haney reminds Lomachenko that he is the WBC mandatory for that lightweight belt. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below. It helps the channel. I'm an affiliate. Now, things have been going well for Devin Haney. He is 23-0 now, 15 knockouts, steadily making his way and looking impressive. Let me see what he posted. You know, he's doing the flashy shit coming out. Oh, that's it on Instagram. And he wanted to remind Lomachenko that he's coming for him. This is a picture of them, you know, at a fight. And he says, I won the belt and became your mandatory. Hashtag NOMACHENKO. Hashtag WBC. Hashtag World Championship. And he says, I'm reading these comments and y'all say some of the dumbest shit. Listen. I love this. I love this attitude from Devin Haney. I keep forgetting how young he is, bro. Because I've seen him for like since he was a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to see him, I seen him spar. He was 15 or 16. He had to be something like that. So he's a person that's kind of been in the game and been around, you know, that he's just, you forget how young he is, you know what I'm saying? Because he's filling out. He's starting to actually look bigger, you know what I'm saying? Like look, like in shape, got a bit taller, etc. And he's coming off a great performance. Like I don't know. It's hard to explain. It looks like he's having fun in there. He's not just fighting. He's having fun. He's doing what he wants, having fun. This is how he's looking at the end of the fight. Clean cut, not taking unnecessary punishment. And it's apparent that he needs better and better competition because these guys, not the other guys who are leagues below, it shows, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at the Lomachenko call out. First of all, he's a WBC interim champion, as you guys see here with the belt. So usually that means he's the mandatory as well when you have the interim, not the silver, some of the other belts, but when you have the interim. So a lot of people thought Devin Haney was going to fight Luke Campbell and fight for the world title, but Bob Arum had other plans. And he was able to finagle and get Lomachenko in there to fight Luke Campbell. And the reality is, you know, and I'm not trying to I try my best in boxing not to be a creature of the moment, you know, and just look at what we see. But I'll be honest, the way Devin Haney looked the other night and the way Lomachenko looked in seeing the Luke Campbell fight, I definitely would have favored, you know, I would have picked Devin Haney anyway, but just after seeing Devin Haney get a training camp and an opponent, I would have picked him to beat Luke Campbell for sure. And whereas Lomachenko had a competitive fight, I don't think it would be as competitive with Devin Haney. Styles make fights. Devin Haney wouldn't be as small next to Luke Campbell, I don't believe. You know, Luke Campbell had a considerable height advantage over, because look, this is Eddie Hearn. He about 6'4", 6'4.5", something like that. And look at Devin Haney. He like 5'9", somewhere around there. So it wouldn't have been as marked of a height advantage against Devin Haney. And then stylistically, what Lomachenko does, it's cool and it's got him to this point, and it works for him, and that's his style. That's great. But I think it's still a bit almost amateurish, kind of like Amir Khan. Devin Haney has a style that's made for the pros. You know, what he's doing as a pro, you know, at least in this weight class, it is very professional, you know, in shape, accurate punches. He was fucking up Abdullah's body. It was just looking horrible, you know. He broke the dude's orbital. Some people said Devin Haney's power wasn't there, but you know, whatever. He's coming into his man strength. He's feeling himself. And when you get hit with no defense, flush shots, you know, your body's going to give way. So the walls are closing in for Vasyl Lomachenko. It just is what it is. Devin Haney, he's coming for him. He's not afraid. I interviewed him in January at the Broner-Pacquiao fight, and he called out Lomachenko then, before all this, before the whole WBC, before he signed with Matchroom, you know, and DAZN and all that, before all that, or at least before it was public. And he called out Lomachenko then. He said, I know I could beat him. And people, you know, the man fans are coming up with all the excuses of why Devin Haney. It's hilarious. They're coming up with all the excuses. They got all the excuses why Lomachenko shouldn't have to fight him, and who is Devin Haney, you know, playing these stupid ass games, bro. You know who Devin Haney is. He's been around the sport. You know, he got a lot of cosigns, sparred with Floyd Mayweather. I have an interview with Jesse Vargas. I think it was at the Edeslandi Lara Jared Hurd fight. My memory's pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's that fight. And Jesse Vargas, who at the time was at 47, now he's at 150 something. He's like, man, I sparred this Devin Haney kid. Oh my God, he's dope. They were next to each other, but you could tell when somebody's faking. Jesse Vargas really meant the shit he was saying. The video's still up on the channel. Just search Jesse Vargas Devin Haney. He gave Devin Haney some severe props and said, man, this kid, I was like, does it feel like you're sparring I don't know how old he was at the time, an 18-year-old? And he was like, nah, man, he's well above his years and stuff like that. So he's a gym rat. He's disciplined, and he wants people to put respect on his name. I ain't gonna say it no more. Don't tangle and twist it. You heard me? You know, he wants people to put respect on his name, and to get that, he's going after the big fish, Lomachenko. Lomachenko's supposed to be the Matrix and all this, and he calling him NOMACHENKO. You know, he calling him NOMACHENKO. He also, again, the walls are closing in. You guys can make all the excuses in the world, man. I got another video, an unpack coming up with this very subject. We're not letting up. New media. TMZ. Boxer Devin Haney blasts Vasyl Lomachenko, stop ducking me. I'm telling you, the walls are closing in. Like, you can make excuses. Look, he on DAZN calling him out post-fight. It's NOMACHENKO because he don't want to fight me. You know, the walls are closing in. And I see what they're doing. Look, Eddie Hearn promoting. Let's go. Eddie Hearn, too good. Real Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. Let's go. See? The walls are closing in on Lomachenko. And the funny thing is, old media, look, 3 weight class champion, 2 gold medals. This is what it says in his bio. All right? You got to fight that man. You got this belt. He got the interim version. Let's get it. I'm ready. I want to see it. Devin Haney by far is a better opponent stylistically, and a guy I would actually give a shot to. You know, I would actually favor him to beat Lomachenko at lightweight. You know what I'm saying? But even beyond that, stylistically, Devin Haney is a better lightweight than anybody that Lomachenko has faced. And a lot of people, here's another excuse we have to dispel. Lomachenko fought at lightweight as an amateur. You know, he fought in at 132, 133 in the World of Boxing series. You know, World Series Boxing, whatever it's called. I think he fought Jose Ramirez there, who's also a unified champion now. You know, so he's already fought in the 130s as an amateur. So all these people like Bob Arum and, you know, people lying and man fans and shit, making excuses saying that Loma's just a natural 126 pounder. He's really a featherweight. No, that don't work. Lomachenko, when he was fighting at 126 and 130, he was visibly bigger than everybody he fought, or at the bare bones minimum, the same size. But there's nobody that was relevant that he fought that was like supposed to be good and have momentum and, you know, an undefeated champion or something that was way bigger than him. He simply hasn't fought anyone like that, i.e. Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo. Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo, who was, you know, 13 years his junior. Canelo was definitely bigger than him and, you know, more mass than him, big puncher, etc. Loma, he didn't fight nobody like that, relevant like Canelo or, you know, coming through the ranks, crashing through the ranks and stuff, coming off the Austin Trout win. where he knocked down Trout. Lomachenko ain't fought nobody like that. So they keep, they keep trying to create this facade so Lomachenko can backtrack and not have to fight certain guys and like come back down in weight. They want him to be able to come back down in weight. But doesn't that defy what pound for pound is? If you're saying Lomachenko is pound for pound number one, doesn't that mean within his, being reasonable within his weight class, appropriate weights within reasonable weights that he chose to go up to? Nobody told him to go to lightweight, but the fights got harder when he did, So within the reasonable weight classes, nobody can touch him skillfully. So if that's the case, why is he talking about regressing and going back down? And Bob Arum's talking about him fighting Inoue at 126. I don't want to see that. Let Inoue be Inoue. If Inoue beats Donaire or knocks him out or some shit, let him go up and then, fight the relevant parties at 122 or 26 and shit. Why would Lomachenko go from 35 back down to 126? Here's a reason. Tank's moving up too. They said Tank's moving up to lightweight. It just don't make sense. It don't make no type of sense unless somebody's shook. So the walls are closing in for Lomachenko. It's gonna look extremely bad if he tries to go back down to 130 or 126. Because the bottom line is lightweight at this point. The only good fight since Mikey Garcia moved up to fight Spence, and he probably won't come back unless it's a big fight. He probably won't come back to 135, right? Lomachenko was able to fight around like the guys who had belts or were put in positions to get belts were guys like Jose Pedraza, who just lost last weekend as well, who Tank had already knocked out, right? Guys like Jorge Linares, who had been stopped and lost 2 fights in a row previously, things like that, mentally kind of folded in past fights when the going got tough, etc. The only other relevant people are these youngsters. The youngsters like Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo Lopez, who all want to fight Lomachenko, who are, whether you could say, oh, they're foolish or whatever. This is what they feel in their heart. They feel they can beat the man, and they're on their journey, and they're still, trying to get the resume names. People don't want to fight Devin Haney. You can already see it. So they're trying to get the resume. So Lomachenko was able to skip around and fight, possibly, I don't know, Richard Comey, maybe. That's not that bad of a fight. But Luke Campbell, just guys like that for a vacant. You're fighting for a vacant title. Devin Haney has a version of the belt you have. You could consolidate it right there, like Pacquiao and Thurman did, And he's calling you out. He's calling you NOMACHENKO. What happened to all the pound for pound number one stuff? What happened to the NOMACHENKO shit that he would just make everyone quit? Make Devin Haney quit. I want to see that. I want to see Lomachenko make Devin Haney quit and retire on his stool like they claim Lomachenko did. I want to see some of the fancy footwork and the angles on Devin Haney, who is a thinker in there, who's a boxer puncher in there. I want to see this. I want to see Matrix Devin Haney. What happened to that? High-tech Devin Haney. This is a guy with experience. He's been fighting since he was a kid, bro. When I seen him spar, he was a lot smaller, because he was a teenager. He's in his 20s now. He's 20 now or whatever. So NOMACHENKO him. He sparred Floyd Mayweather. He got experience. He sparred Jesse Vargas. He got experience. He sparred Sean Porter. He got experience. Bro, Devin Haney's been around the block. So this is 1,000 times better than Miguel Mariaga coming off of a loss and moving up in weight. Miguel Mariaga had already lost to Nicholas Walters, a guy he beat in the amateurs. Miguel Mariaga was coming off of Oscar Valdez loss. Guys like Jason Sosa, he's cool, but you don't even hear about Jason Sosa that much anymore in big fights. He didn't even have an amateur pedigree. I think he had like 6 amateur fights or something like that. Less than 10 amateur fights. You can't say the same. Devin Haney's a 7-time national champion, someone who possibly, probably would have went to the Olympics, but his age the cutoff date and his age or whatever. I don't think he was old enough for the Olympics or some shit, and they decided to turn pro. That's why he fought in Mexico, because he couldn't fight in America for that last little year until he turned 18. You know, so the pressure is on. I'm telling you, Jack. The pressure is on Lomachenko. He got to do something. And if he regress when Tank's moving up, when Devin Haney's calling him out and is mandatory, and he tries to go back down, then that's going to tell you what it is. And old media is looking foolish. They keep saying this is what they do. This is what they do. They boast and boost up certain fighters that they want, and then they try to relegate certain black fighters to obscurity, or fighters of color, and they won't give credit to Devin Haney. You know, they'll find ways and say, oh, who's he fought, who's he beat, and you know who he's trying to fight, and you know who he's trying to beat. And it's just a matter of the politics allowing Devin Haney to fight him. You know, hopefully the WBC orders this so we can really see what's what. Because if the WBC orders Devin Haney versus Lomachenko, and then he says, hey, I'm going back down, then that's your answer. You don't want to fight him, you know? And Lomachenko, you look at it, the best fights, okay, just tell me if I'm lying. The best fights that Lomachenko could have faced recently, like the names that I have heard mentioned that were realistic, Lomachenko's never fought him. When he was at 130, Miguel Berchelt, that was a great name, never fought him. Tank Davis, never fought him. Manny Pacquiao said he was too old. You get what I'm saying? Devin Haney, no. You know, I don't want to fight him. Teofimo's been calling him out. No, what has he done? You know, it's just, these are all, every fight Mikey Garcia, never fought him. Every fight I just named would be better than any Lomachenko fight that I have seen recently, you know, in terms of stylistic popularity fights. You know, Mikey Garcia versus Lomachenko is bigger than any fight that Lomachenko's been in my opinion, you know, from a fan perspective. Stylistically and popularity wise, Devin Haney would be a bigger name and a bigger, funner fight than Miguel Mariaga and Jason Sosa and pretty much anyone that Lomachenko has fought recently. Rocky Martinez and all this shit. You get what I'm saying? So Pacquiao versus Lomachenko. I mean, come on. We don't have to keep doing this. So the pressure's on Lomachenko. He got to fight Devin Haney. New media. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.